What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dark Waters coming to you with another episode of Out of Left Field. It's been a little while since I've done one of these. And if you don't know and you're new to the family, Out of Left Field is just not necessarily me telling you stories off the cuff, but it's a more loose format of me sharing stories with you. It's not so rigid and it's not so highly produced. No, that's not the right word to use. It's not produced as well as the other stories, but it's just me relaying hot stories to you that are fresh off the presses. First of all, I want to start by saying thank you to all the new members of the Dark Waters family. We're at 19,641 family members the last time I checked. I'm not sure where we are at this very moment, but I'm very excited about that. I appreciate you guys and I love you. To each and every new person, the Dark Waters channel is a journey. Start at the very beginning and start listening. You'll find that you hear these kind of computerized voice stories, then you hear me starting to talk, and just to bring you up to speed on everything that's going on. Unfortunately, if you kind of hop around and skip around, you don't get the full effect because it's a well-documented journey for me. Another thing, guys, the Dark Waters t-shirts are for sale on the Facebook page. The link is here in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to go out and purchase those shirts. And here's why. I don't believe in Patreon and all those other things that this whole donate, give me money society that we're in, where everybody's like, give me something for free. I really do believe in providing a high quality product and getting compensated in return. Well, I need to get another computer very soon because the computer I have cannot handle these. The computer that I have just absolutely cannot handle creating the larger stories. Like, for example, the wing ones. Like, it crashed 6 times in the process of doing it. And it got to the point to where it was so disgusting that I put it down for a while and there's still sound effects that I wanted to put into that story that aren't there because my computer just could not handle it memory-wise because the files were getting so large. So I'm hoping that I can purchase a new computer with the proceeds from the sales of the t-shirt. So if you're listening and you're hearing this message and it's payday and you actually have some extra money, go out and buy your shirt right now. I know we're going into Easter weekend and a lot of people out there have to spend money on Easter because it's a big thing. But if you can, go out and purchase your Dark Waters t-shirts. You can find the link on the Facebook page. Go ahead and purchase. So get into the stories, guys. One of the hottest stories that is coming off the press is a Hatman encounter, and a consistent Hatman encounter that came to me from a gentleman who works at the Port of New Orleans. This guy works at the port, and his job is he's a crane operator. So he takes the cargo boxes or cargo containers off of the ships and places them on trucks or stacks them up along the dock and wait for the trucks to get there. When he first started calling and talking to him, he has that coon-ass accent, which is a heavy Creole accent down here in Louisiana. And he's like, hey, man, I got some weird crap that's been going on, and I need somebody who will believe me because nobody believes me. I'm like, listen, bro, I've heard all kind of weird stuff. Talk to me. I won't necessarily say that I believe you or won't believe you, but I can tell you if what you're saying is stupid or crazy and it makes no sense. And so he proceeds to tell me about what's been going on in his job. And the very first night that he had this encounter, he's in the crane. Above everybody else is a 5 to 6 man skeleton crew, and he's offloading these containers off of the ship and onto trucks. As he's offloading the containers, he looks up on the deck of the ship and he sees what looks like the figure of a man walking on the deck with a trench coat on and a top hat. Nobody's supposed to be on this ship. More so, nobody's supposed to be in this area without the construction, without the safety equipment on, with the vest, with the reflectors. So in his mind, some stranger is on the ship that's not supposed to be there. So he radios to one of his coworkers, says, hey, I need you to hurry up and hustle up on that ship. There's a guy up there. Now he's from an elevated position where he can see this. His coworker goes up on the deck of the ship, starts walking around. He's radioing him saying, hey, the guy's standing right in front of you, man. You don't see the guy? Coworker sees absolutely nothing. Tells him again, the dude is right in front of you. The shadow starts walking. He's watching it walk away from his coworker. He's like, it's right there. It's right there. He's right there. Coworker doesn't see anything, right? His coworker's like, yo, this dude's losing. He's bugging. He lost his mind. Something's wrong with him. They take a lunch break, head back into the facility, and he has to go to the restroom. Goes to the restroom, stands in front of the urinal to do his thing. As he's standing in front of the urinal taking a leak, the lights flicker in the room. He says as he turns towards the door where the light switch is, because he's thinking someone's clicking the light switch, this shadow is standing there. He says it's about 6.5 feet tall, this black outline of an individual with a top hat on. And now my guy's freaking out because this thing is standing in the doorway. The lights flicker one more time to where it's dark in the bathroom, and all he sees are these red eyes. Now he starts screaming and howling, trying to get somebody to come in the bathroom to help him. His co-workers run in, and when they run in, they don't see anything. So now everybody thinks this man has lost his mind. They're like, oh no. Now everybody's like, oh no, he done lost his goddamn mind. So he starts to go into this drama at work. He has to go to HR, he has to get a drug test, he has to meet with a supervisor, but he can't explain to these people that he saw this shadow person because now he's going to sound crazy, he's going to lose his job. He lets it all go. Screw it, I'm going to go back to work. About a week after that, he sees it again on the deck of the ship. This time he doesn't tell his coworker, hey, I see a shadow man on the deck of the ship. He gives the guy another random excuse to go up to the deck of the ship. The guy walks up, walks straight completely through this entity, this hat man. He walks through it. Then it turns, positioning his head to where it's like looking up at him, and his eyes start to glow red. Since I've spoken to him about this, I now have him in contact with a demonologist that's teaching him how to spiritually protect himself and how to build a spiritual hedge around himself, because this is some crazy, weird shit that this guy's dealing with. The next story that's come to me is one that I've absolutely never heard anything like in my life. I talked to a number of people who spend a significant amount of time out in the woods hunting. You know, about me being in the South, people do that. This story comes out of Mississippi. This gentleman is out in the woods with his son, and they're out hunting. And he was very, very excited about this opportunity to take his son hunting because he had been working way more than he should have, and he wanted to spend some quality time with his son. So they're out, and they're in their blind, just sitting there eating snacks, waiting on something to pass by. When they hear what sounds like an airplane falling out of the sky, like it's about to crash. You know, I hear that boom. They hear that. So they come out of their hunting blind and look around, and they physically see a small prop plane. And when I asked him what the plane looked like, he said it was white and red, and it was like just a 2-seater plane, just 2 seats, and they see it falling out of the sky. And they hear it, they see it, and they hear it falling out of the sky. Boom. It flies over them, over the treetops, and then they hear a crash. Boom. But there's no smoke, there's no fire, there's no nothing. So him and his son start hustling, going in the direction of what should be a plane crash. They travel a solid mile in the same direction that they saw this thing crash, find absolutely nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Then they call the local sheriff and tell him that, hey, I think there was a plane that went down. You need to get emergency services out into the area. One of the sheriff's deputies comes out, meets them. They explain everything that they saw. The sheriff deputy tells them there have been no reports of any downed planes in the area. In fact, he checked it, and there was no flights that were supposed to be passing in that area. And I thought that was an interesting story because I never heard of anybody having an encounter with a ghost plane crash. I mean, that was just crazy. That was just buck bananas. So those are the 2 out of left field stories I have with you guys. Those are fresh off the presses, fresh out of conversations, and they probably won't be created into the whole huge, they probably won't be created in the whole super high quality format, but I just wanted to share those with you. And just to give you an idea of what's coming down the pipeline, if you haven't heard, I dropped the full version of the Wing Ones earlier this morning, which I think is a great story. Again, it could have been much better if I had the proper computer equipment. So if you guys are looking to buy your Dark Waters t-shirts, buy them tonight, buy them now. But it turned out very, very good. 2 Dogman encounters are coming out. 3 true creepy stories are coming out. This video is already dropping. Another group of people that I'm very, very, very excited about talking to is these 4 brothers out of Florida. Man, they got a Goonies type adventure story that happened to them that I'm so excited about recreating and doing. I'm to be honest with you guys, I really don't even care if this one is true. I believe they're telling the truth, but this one is so good that I'm just really excited about recreating it. Do I believe it's true? I think 80% of the stuff they're telling me is true. The other 20%, I think a little bit of it is embellishment. But nonetheless, I'm still doing the story because just to have the opportunity to recreate something that's a childhood adventure where four brothers actually encounter weird and freaky things, it's going to be amazing. So I'm looking forward to doing that one. I'm going to hammer at them and try and hammer out the 20% and get down to the bottom of, what's the embellishments. But the basis of but I think the majority of the story that they're sharing with me is true. I just need to hammer out the other 20% and maybe get up to 89, 90% truth. The 10% I won't worry about it because everybody's going to embellish something. But to have this kind of story that's 90% true, yeah, it's going to be amazing. So I'm excited about that one. I don't even know what we're going to call that yet, but I'm excited about it. I need to lock down the paperwork with them, but you guys are going to love this. Roger and Steve are in the process of sharing another story with me. I'm just waiting on Ben to verify his portion of this story, although I don't really feel like I need to get verification from anybody on these guys at this point in time. But I do want Ben's side of the story because this is an encounter that happened right after they hooked up with Ben. So I'm waiting to talk to Ben. And with all this crap going on with North Korea, Russia, China, a lot of these guys who are contractors that I know, number one, they're calling me freaking the hell out. Number two, they're going places. They're not where they normally are. They're like they're moving, which is scary because they're really moving around. So, but we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. My goal over the next 15 days is to give you guys 15 stories straight, maybe 20 stories. So there'll be days where I drop 2 stories there'll be times where I drop 2 stories in a day. So just keep your eyes open and your ears peeled. And I'm pretty sure you'll be happy. This is your boy, Dark Water, signing out. I will talk to you guys next time.